The NFL coaching carousel has finally stopped spinning as the Arizona Cardinals hire Bruce Arians. Welcome into the Sporting News Studios. I'm Tom Vandervoort. Joining me now to talk about the latest NFL head coaching hire, our NFL writer Cliff Brown. And Cliff, Bruce Arians, good hire or bad hire for the Cardinals?
I think you have to say it's a good hire. I mean, obviously, Arians did a terrific job with the Colts this year once he replaced Chuck Pagano after his illness, went 9-3 as the interim head coach. Helped the Colts get to the playoffs. He's a guy with a great reputation as far as working with quarterbacks. Ben Roethlisberger worked a long time with him in Pittsburgh as the Steelers offensive coordinator, and then, of course, moved to the Colts in the same role and really did a great job working with Andrew Luck this season. So he's a guy that is finally getting a shot to be an NFL head coach. I'm sure Arians wishes he could take either Roethlisberger from Pittsburgh or Luck from the Colts with him.
You know, I feel like we've had this same conversation like 4 or 5 times, whether it be the Chiefs or the Jags and now with the Cardinals. It's like, hey, they got their new head coach, but who the hell is going to quarterback this team without especially any marquee names, or certainly it doesn't look like the talent level in this draft coming up. So where does he start to put the pieces together for this team?
Well, they have a decent defense, the Cardinals do. That's something that they can hang their hat on. So if they can just do a little bit more offensively, the defense can carry them like it was earlier in the season. Certainly Larry Fitzgerald's one of the top receivers in the game. So I expect the Cardinals, A, to maybe explore trades, free agency to try and get a quarterback, and then B, I'm sure Arians will have a couple of quarterbacks in mind in the draft that he has his eye on, whether they are in position to draft a Geno Smith or a Matt Barkley, or maybe even later in the draft, a few other names that Arians feels, hey, this guy might be a little raw, but somebody I can develop. Definitely look for the Cardinals to bring in at least one new quarterback.
Okay, now looking back at all 8 hires, overall, which one would you say impressed you the most or seems to have the most potential as we sit here and looking at right now?
Well, I think Mike McCoy with San Diego is a pretty good fit. He's a guy who has shown a lot of flexibility offensively in Denver, designing an offense that Tim Tebow was effective in, and then, of course, this year worked really well with Peyton Manning. And then, obviously, the Chargers have an established quarterback in Phillip Rivers. He's a guy that about 3 or 4 years ago, I thought he was one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL. He has not played to that level the last couple of years. So if McCoy can get Rivers to play the way we've already seen Rivers play when he was at his best, then the Chargers, to me, aren't that far away from being a team that can win the AFC West, particularly when you consider all the problems the Raiders and the Chiefs have. And
I wouldn't want to call any of the hires bad because I think we don't know, and sometimes things that don't look so great turn out great. But which would you say is the biggest reach or raises the most questions in your mind?
Chip Kelly's the most fascinating one in that I think that he is going to be either really good or really bad in Philadelphia. I don't see the middle ground. I think that he feels that he can do some things differently in the NFL, probably some things that have never really been done before. Sometimes when you make radical changes, it takes a year or two for your team and your personnel to get the right fit. And Philadelphia is not a patient city when it comes to football and the Eagles winning. They've been through some rough years the past couple of years, and if it starts on the wrong foot and the Eagles struggle next year and then into the following year, will Chip Kelly stick it out or look to run?
All right, well, we'll see. We got all next year to watch this thing unfold. Listen, Cliff, thanks so much for your time and all your quick responses when these hires happen. We'll be talking about the conference championships next week after they happen in the Super Bowl, so look forward to it.
Sounds good, Tom.